Have you ever faced a financial crisis? Have unexpected expenses ever hit you out of the blue, leaving you scrambling to make ends meet? Life, as we all know, has a flair for the unpredictable. One day the seas are calm and the next we're tossed about by a storm we never saw coming. Take a moment to think about the last time you were met with an unexpected cost. Maybe it was a car repair that cost a few $100s more than you had budgeted. Perhaps it was a medical bill that insurance didn't fully cover, or a sudden job loss that left you without a stable income. These are common scenarios, and they can happen to anyone, at any time. The unpredictability of life is not something we can control. But what we can control is how well prepared we are to weather these financial storms. It's about having a safety net, a buffer, a lifeboat in the turbulent sea of life's uncertainties. And that's where the concept of an emergency fund comes into play. An emergency fund is like a financial security blanket. It's money set aside to cover large, unexpected expenses or to help you get by if you lose your income. It's a cushion that softens the blow of life's unexpected punches. It's not just about having money in the bank, it's about peace of mind. It's about knowing that you have the means to take care of yourself and your loved ones, even when life throws you a curveball. In life, as in finance, we must expect the unexpected. We must prepare for the unforeseen. And part of that preparation involves building an emergency fund. It's not an overnight task, and it's not always easy. But the sense of security it provides is worth every penny. An emergency fund can be your financial lifesaver in these scenarios, but what exactly is an emergency fund, and how do you start one? As we journey together through this discussion, we will explore these questions and more. Stay tuned and let's dive deep into the world of emergency funds. An emergency fund is exactly what it sounds like. A stash of money set aside for unexpected expenses. It's like a financial safety net that's there to catch you when life throws a curveball. So, what's the purpose of an emergency fund? It's simple. It's there to cover unexpected necessary costs. Whether your car breaks down, you lose your job, or you face a medical emergency, an emergency fund can help you navigate these situations without sinking into debt. Now you might think, but I have insurance for that, or I can just use my credit card. Sure, insurance can cover some costs, but it often comes with deductibles and limits. And while credit cards can provide a quick solution, they also come with high interest rates if you can't pay off the balance right away. An emergency fund, on the other hand, is your own money. No strings attached, no interest, no deductible. Also, don't mistake an emergency fund for a rainy day fund. While they might sound similar, they serve different purposes. A rainy day fund is meant for smaller, more predictable expenses like a car repair or a home appliance replacement. An emergency fund, however, is meant for larger, unexpected expenses that can significantly impact your financial stability. And let's clear another misconception. An emergency fund is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Everyone, regardless of income level, needs an emergency fund. It's not just for the wealthy or the overly cautious. It's for anyone who wants to be prepared for the unpredictability of life. The benefits of having an emergency fund are immense. It gives you peace of mind knowing that you're prepared for financial surprises. It reduces stress during difficult times, and it allows you to make better financial decisions because you're not operating under the pressure of immediate financial need. Now that we know what an emergency fund is, how do we start building one? Building an emergency fund might seem daunting, but with a strategic approach, you can make it happen. Here's how. First off, set a savings goal. This is the amount you aim to save in your emergency fund. A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Of course, this is a long-term goal, and it's important to remember that every little bit helps. Even if you can only save a small amount each month, it'll add up over time and bring you closer to your goal. Next, create a budget. This is a crucial step in building your emergency fund. Your budget should include all your income and expenses. Once you have a clear picture of your financial situation, you can identify areas where you can cut back and save more. Maybe you can skip that daily coffee shop visit and brew your coffee at home, or perhaps you can cut down on dining out and prepare more meals at home. Don't forget to look for ways to increase your income as well. You might consider picking up a part-time job, selling unused items, or freelancing in your spare time. Every extra dollar you earn can be directed towards your emergency fund. Once you've set your savings goal and created a budget, set up automatic transfers to your emergency fund. This ensures that you're consistently saving towards your goal. And remember, it's okay to start small. The key is to make saving a habit. Remember to keep your emergency fund in a separate, easily accessible account. It should be liquid, meaning you can quickly and easily access the money in case of an emergency. Avoid risky investments with this fund. The primary purpose of your emergency fund is not to grow wealth, but to provide a safety net in case of unexpected expenses. Building an emergency fund is a journey, not a sprint. It may take some time, but the peace of mind it provides is well worth the effort. Once you've started your emergency fund, the next challenge is maintaining it. Maintaining an emergency fund requires discipline and consistency. It's not just about reaching a savings goal, it's about keeping it intact and letting it grow. Here's how you can achieve this. First, make regular contributions. This may sound like a no-brainer, but it's easy to forget or ignore once you've reached your initial savings goal. Even if it's a small amount, regularly contributing to your emergency fund keeps the momentum going and helps you stay prepared for any unexpected expenses. Next, avoid unnecessary withdrawals. Your emergency fund is not a piggy bank for impulsive purchases or non-essential expenses. It's a safety net for unpredictable events like job loss, unexpected medical bills, or urgent home repairs. Before dipping into your emergency fund, ask yourself, is this a genuine emergency? If the answer is no, look for other ways to fund your need or want. Thirdly, reassess your savings goal periodically. Your financial situation won't stay the same forever. You might get a raise, have a child, buy a house, or experience a significant lifestyle change. All of these can affect how much you need in your emergency fund. Revisit your savings goal at least once a year, or whenever you have a major life change. Lastly, keep your emergency fund in a separate, easily accessible account. This will make it less tempting to spend and easier to track. Opt for an account that offers a decent interest rate, but remember, the primary purpose of your emergency fund is not to earn interest, but to provide a safety net in times of crisis. Remember, the goal is to create a buffer between you and life's unexpected twists and turns. It's not about hoarding money, but about giving yourself the freedom to face financial challenges without stress or fear. With these tips in mind, you're well on your way to building and maintaining a solid emergency fund. Building an emergency fund is an essential part of financial planning. It's the umbrella you need for the rainy days. Life is unpredictable, and it's important to have a safety net in place to protect yourself from financial setbacks. An emergency fund can be the difference between a minor hiccup and a major financial catastrophe. Today we've discussed the importance of having an emergency fund. We've dived into what an emergency fund is, why you need one, and how much you should aim to save. We've also discussed strategies for building and maintaining your emergency fund, including setting realistic goals, automating your savings, and regularly reviewing and adjusting your savings plan. Starting to build an emergency fund may seem daunting, especially if you're starting from scratch. But remember, every little bit helps. Even if you can only save a small amount each month, over time, those savings will add up. The key is to start now and to be consistent. Even if you already have an emergency fund, it's always a good idea to review your savings plan regularly. Are you still saving enough? Have your expenses increased? Are there ways you could be saving more? Remember, your emergency fund is there to protect you. The more you save, the more secure you'll be. And don't forget, an emergency fund is just one part of your overall financial plan. It's important to also consider other aspects such as retirement savings, investments, and debt repayment. Remember, it's never too early or too late to start building your financial security. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Let's all achieve financial stability together. Until next time, happy saving.